What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of the Banner Saga 2. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today. Are those people sitting on a yak? What are they sitting on? I don't know. Either way, welcome on back to the Banner Saga 2, where things are going very, very poorly. One thing that I've learned here is that my natural empathy, it really is an albatross around my neck when it comes to, like, engaging and also leading a group of people. I'm going to try and be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more decisive. I almost said decisive, but I don't even think that's a word. Decisive along the way, and I think that'll probably benefit us pretty heavily. I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. So anyways, welcome on back to the series, and at the end of the day, if my people give me any guff about it, I'll just rest them to death. I will Donner Party this bitch into the ground just to prove a point, because I can. Also, load game exists. Metagame, fourth wall breakage. But welcome on back. I think we've already rested. I think we've taken care of most of our stuff, and so it's time for us to be on the road again. So clansmen have foraged 29 new supplies, which is great. That's a couple days worth of supplies almost. A large clump of hazelnut trees looks like a good place for clansmen to stretch their legs and gather supplies. Once on land, the children laugh while kicking around leather-wrapped balls of rags. You notice a varl on the edge of the clearing silently staring into the woods. He's watching a lone dredge grunt stalk a squirrel. There might be 100 of them in those woods. The varl's whisper is still loud enough to scare the squirrel and alert the grunt. It looks at you and the varl before slowly backing up. Let's kill it before it alerts the other dredge. Your arrow wedges in between two plates of stone armor, and the dredge cries out in a strange warble. It runs, eluding your second shot before disappearing into the trees. The varl, who made no move to chase the dredge, says, "We better get everybody to stop looking for food and head back to the boats." He sounds vaguely irritated. Everyone watches the shoreline in silence, but no sign of a dredge force is spotted. Some complain about running from a single dredge, but most stay quiet and vigilant. Yeah, that's what I would have said. He ran away. Just take the warriors. See, one of the big things that bugs me about this game is that you pick an option and then it just plays out and your character basically is on auto-decide from then on. I would have been like, no, we're not going back to the boats. We're going to stay right here. If he wants to come back, he'll catch another arrow between the eyes. I'm down for killing Dredge today. They took my daughter from me. Harvest as many hazelnuts as you desire. I bet you all the options were bad, though. I played through the first Banner Saga and just picked all the options one time, and all the options were bad. None of them came out good. And so I assume that for a lot of the decisions, all of the options are bad, and no matter what you do, you're kind of gonna the game's gonna give you the good old middle finger. No, our morale has declined yet again. Morale can be kind of hard to keep up in this game. You gotta
rock on a vacant island. Asili's Godstone almost looks lonely.
She's even more beautiful than the songs say. The clansmen and varl are admiring the Godstone when you notice some are missing. It's Bulwark and his ravens, Aleo says. They looked rather upset by my music and all the singing, he shrugs. If they'd rather hang around that large cart instead of joining us, I won't take it personally. But here, come closer. Let me introduce you to Asile, the god of streaming waters. She's the curves of every river, a guide for those of us traveling unfamiliar lands. The skald runs a finger over small etchings in the stone. Inscriptions from all those who were lost but found a way back home with her help. Yeah, let's be opportunistic. Let's look around the stone. You spend a fair amount of time looking at all the baubles left by other visitors, but nothing really strikes you as valuable. Failed our perception check. As you return to the pitched camp, Aleo pulls you aside. We all have our strengths, and mine is in the stories that may very well benefit us all in these troubled times. They're at least worth a listen. He doesn't sound upset, and it's a simple request. Ain't got time for no stories right now. being chased by giant stone golem men, shooting dudes in the chest, eating hazelnuts every day. It's been like 4 weeks since I haven't had diarrhea. This has not been the trip for me. We don't have time for stories. The number of clansmen and fighters is shown here. If your caravan is assaulted en masse in a warlike situation, is the fighters that protect the clansmen while your heroes fight a tactical battle. It is important to keep enough trained fighters available, but keep in mind that fighters consume more supplies than clansmen and are less effective at foraging. Speak to Sven at the training tent to start training some of your clansmen into battle-ready fighter. I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of like the fact that every time we forage, we get like 3 days worth of supply. I'm going to train one clansman. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Sven the trainer says. The trainer looks past you at some boys and girls eager to learn. Teaching fighting to the young, Sven muses. They won't go back to hunting and foraging for food, you know. You sure you want to go through with this? Yeah, we need the protection. Sven blows out all the hair through flapping lips, then let's get it done. How many you want fighting for you? I will say, let's go with the middle option, I suppose. We'll go with 100 new fighters. We've got enough food and water to last us a day and a half because that's what it'll take for me to break them from running at the first sign of trouble. In my experience in the first game, these numbers weren't that important. Like, having a ton of fighters really never affected things much for me. At least I don't think they did, because you could always just offset it by fighting tactical battles at important points in pitched locations, and that would kind of swing it in your favor anyways, if you played smartly enough on the tactical map. A day and a half. That'll take us to day 11. That leaves us with a week's worth of supplies. Consider it done, Sven whistles through his missing teeth. That would suck. I had a friend. I was going to say, do we get the morale bonus for resting for 2 days? I hope that we do. That would be Excelsior. We've got 25 renown. Now would be one of those times where you probably want to take a look and figure out if there's anybody you want to make better at their job. It might be worth it to bring her up a little bit, although I think willpower is really going to be her strength. And so if we continue that, that's 9 renown. That's going to take us down to 16. I'm going to wait until we get to the next big city, and then I'll take some time there. I like to sit on top of my upgrades and kind of just wait it out. In the next fight, what we'll do is we'll probably drop Luden, and we'll probably put in Rook. I know we weren't able to use Rook last time. We are running a pretty heavy ranged party, but it should be good enough, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to do things a little bit differently this time around. Last time I ran a party that was all little guys. This time, since we got a clean slate, I was thinking about it. It's actually not that terrible of an occurrence. I was really, really worried about not being able to import my save. But actually, this is good because anybody that's going through to see what the game might be like, who's never seen it before and who has never played the game, this is how they will start, and so this is a pretty accurate representation for anybody that's new to the series. I do wish they had spent more time going over the storyline. Like, even the recap is only like a 30-second video like you get at the beginning of your average episode of, like, Bateman Motel or whatever. But, I don't know. I would have liked a longer recap, or maybe just something at the beginning where we kind of talked about what happened. That being said, you could still pick it up from here. It's not that bad. Let's hope. So if we bring the caravan to a stop to check the map, because we jostle a lot when we're traveling, we jostle a lot, and the jostling, it frustrates me. Ormsdollar's coming up. I'm gonna hope that Ormsdollar has not been wiped out by the dredge, because we need supplies very, very badly. If I could spend most of my renown getting up to like 22, 23 supplies early, that means later on when the good trinkets start to show up, we can start buying those and not having to spend money on stuff. Time on the cramped longships is proving too much for the children. They're climbing ropes, interrupting rowers, and constantly leaning over the sides to touch the water. Some Varl and clansmen look annoyed. I mean, that's the option right there that's the most positive. Splitting families on a specific launch ship seems risky because I want every single ship ready to go in case we're attacked by the dredge or anything else. I want everyone protected, and so splitting civilians away from the military when the civilians are the military's ward seems like a poor decision. Bitching at the larger chunk of our population about their children being in the way seems like a great way to get ourselves. I'll probably just go with this one right here. I mean, I don't like any of the options, but I'll pick one. This'll be over soon, everybody. We're all making sacrifices, you say loud enough for everybody to hear, but it won't be forever. You hear some grumbling, but the members of the caravan mostly nod their agreement. Good. Okay, so we got a good result right there. Got to be even-tempered. When you're managing groups of people, it's always good to avoid assigning blame. Like, you really want to avoid in a public forum. Wait, the air here. Something's changing. Someone's playing an electric guitar, just shrieking on those strings. The sheer cliffs and boulder-strewn waters of the southern bank dictate the longship's course. The droning sounds of the dredge accent their quicker pace as they follow your ships along the northern bank. Dust and mist make it hard to see ahead. A hissing, rumbling noise grows all around. "Waterfall!" shouts sharp-eyed Nid from the bow of the longship. Oars instantly reverse and you nearly lose your balance. Well, that's not good. The roar of the approaching waterfall clouds your thoughts. All of the clansmen you picked up keep the ship from being nimble, but only 2 fall to the power of the overwhelming current. Still, the screams of families, fighters, and Varl are difficult to move past. The remaining ship's rowers pull hard, heading for the dredge-lined northern bank. In their haste, the vessels smash against the ship, or these sharp split rocks as they push towards the shore. Some fighters are thrown from their boats, sinking in mud under the weight of their armor. The longships are too spread out to command a unified landing. Amid the chaos, you look at those nearby. Gris, a stout Varl warrior, and a few others like him look ready to rush the dredge. Bolverk and his company are close to you, hauling their sealed card off the ship. You consider your options. Let's see. I don't think Bolverk's going to help. He's a mercenary, so unless there's something in it for me, he's probably not going to help us. Let's skirmish. Let's open up with covering the battlefield with arrows. I'll do what I can, she says, grabbing a couple more quivers. Oddleif nimbly climbs to some rocks for a vantage point, and using cover, she begins pinning down Dredge. That's going to take her out of the fight, but I think that's okay. Let me take out Rook very quickly. So we've got Ivor. We have Hakon. We have Krumir. I would also bring Rook. I always bring Avind because I like him and he's a good character. What abilities does he have, by the way? He's a rank 3 poet. Let's say that I promote him. Does he not have any ability? Everybody's got abilities, right? Everybody's got a thing that they're good at. We could bring Mogir if we really wanted to kind of line this up, although this is a lot of our Varl in one combat. And if they end up getting wounded or anything else happens, I'd be a little bit concerned about it. Gunnulf, not so good at sundering armor, but pretty good at hitting really, really damn hard. Let's bring Trigvi. What does Egil do? Oh yeah, Egil is he's got a giant shield. In the first game, they talk about how odd it is that he's got such an. In our playthrough, he got killed. In our playthrough, he died. I think halfway through, due to a bad storyline choice. I don't remember who this guy is at all. I think he was like a druid or something that we picked up from somewhere. Hogan and Mogan are 2 twins that use flails, I think, or like axes. They're pretty good. They're called Thrashers, and they do this nunchuck thing with their axes, which is pretty legit. It does a lot of damage. Well, let's bring Krumir just in case. We're going to be down an archer, but I think I can live with that. And then we'll bring in Avind. And as for you, sir, I'm going to strip all of our little thingies off the guys that are not currently in the party. I'm going to try and play around with different characters more frequently, and obviously that's subject to how things go for us. But sometimes in this game you're going to end up playing with a party that you don't really want to play with just out of desperation. So for Trigvi, what do we have here? We got Trigvi's necklace. 10% chance of double damage. Yeah, that sounds alright. And it does belong to him, so that sounds okay. Krumir. We've got 2 times damage drawing aggro. Armor on rest. Armor on turn. Yeah, do the armor on turn, I guess. That'll work for now. And hack on. He's got the Barkin rune. I don't know if I like the Barkin rune that much. It might be more satisfactory to go with something like the Lightning Stone, and yeah, he's going to draw aggro. Oh, wait, I didn't bring any... Oh, okay, so that's something to think about. Krumir's good at busting armor. They're all pretty good at busting armor, in all honesty. Let's drop Ivor for now. We need somebody... We need somebody with a shield. And that'd be Mogir. Mogir or Gris are our 2 options. Gris had a speed... Let's bring Gris along. Maybe? God, I'm so indecisive right now. I can't decide what I want. Alright, never mind. We got Krumir. We've got Hakon. We've got Rook. We've got Avend. And we've got... Let's bring Luden. He's leveled already. And so he's basically the same thing as Trigvi, just with more levels. We'll strip Trigvi's pendant, and we'll give it to him. It's a rough world we live in. You don't even get to keep your personal belongings when we go into battle. So there it is. That party seems like it'll do okay. Nid, I was going to level her, but since we've already got Oddleif kind of running the gambit here, I think I'll probably just keep it to Oddleif, and then I'm ready. I'll cover you from here, but don't expect any miracles. Okay. How come I can't see their movement allotments? I can see mine. Oh, it's because I'm still in deployment. Pull him back. And essentially what we want to do here is we want to keep them stacked like this, so that they can't press through to get after our caster. It's unfortunate, actually. He'll do better work over here. It's 3-on-1, though, over here, so maybe I do need a tank a little bit more. Let me put the tank over here, and instead, I need Rook to run down that archer, and so that's going to be the first thing we go after. Whereas on this side, let's go ahead and have Hakon over here. That'll work. It might be an imperfect strategy, but I think it'll work out okay. And so the goal for right now is going to be to have him break through the lines and go after the enemy if at all possible. Alright, so we're in battle. They're going to be able to move to there. He's going to move to there. He's going to move to there. Feeling pretty good about our prospects just hanging tight for right now. He's going to move forward. That's actually pretty good for us because that means I'll be able to pull some shiz if I really want to. I will probably pull him a little bit wide right there, and I think that should still keep him outside of the attack range. Watch your flank, something skulking in the shadows. What the shit is that? I have no idea what we're even looking at right there. That's concerning. Alright, so first things first, we actually want to end this combat up here as decisively as possible because we're in combat, we're fighting with a split party, which is really, really bad. You don't want that to happen. Fighting along 2 fronts is a great way to end up with a lot of dead folks when it comes to the strategery. So I'd like to finish this guy off as rapidly as I possibly can. That right there should be good enough. He's got 10 armor, though. I don't know if Trigvi can get through his armor. Oh, Trigvi can. So if I hit him for 7, that leaves him with 4. Trigvi can hit him for 1. What is Trigvi's linkage? Trigvi can hit him for 3. Let me see how my math skills do here. So that should be a kill, I think. I'm not sure what that is, and I'm not sure I want to know what that is. It's concerning is what it is. I don't know if I should shoot it or not. Like, what if it wants to be friendses with me? So, like, nobody over here has moved yet. He's got his go. He's got his go, and then we're back to the beginning of the rotation. I do wish Rook had some kind of overwatch or something. He can mark prey. Oh, okay, so it's like a bouncing armor break. Alright. Oh, I don't know. How far can he move? He can move to there. I'm gonna say to move him a little bit wide, just in case they try to chuck anything at us. Like those little thunderstones or whatever the hell they are. Now, if these things attack the dredge, it would be a very, very interesting thing. Just gonna move him to there. More of those damn skulkers! Oh shit, they're coming out everywhere, aren't they? That's not good. That one over there didn't seem... Oh, that's really bad. Okay, so we need to end this, like, right now. And there it is. What is that? Kill that one. It might make the other ones run. Apparently they're occupying the same spot right now. I don't know. He's got 18 armor. That'll cost him a willpower. When's his turn come up? His turn comes up next. And then he's up next? I thought he just took a turn when he entered the battlefield. I guess not. Okay. I'll have to live with that. Essentially, my question right now is deciding whether or not I want to deal with the skulkers, too. Yeah, go ahead and kill one, I guess. As many as you can, anyways. What I would recommend here is trying to take him through right there and getting as close to this guy as I can on the first turn. Although he can kill the skulker, and then maybe while they hold the line over here, this party comes around from behind and gets him. It's going to take time, though. It's going to take a whole lot of time. And time is not really something we have if they're able to replenish themselves like this. Let's go ahead and finish him off before he even gets a turn. Yeah, if you could actually drop your arrows somewhere useful, that'd be amazing. Where did that faint skulker go? Nope, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna have him move like so. So he decided to deal 1 physical damage. I don't know exactly what's going to happen over here. He's got enough willpower. Well, here. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. I don't want to throw him into an engagement range of multiple units if I can just kill off this one real fast. There we go. Did it stun him? I think it ends your turn automatically if you hit that trap. for right now, I dug around on the technical end, and I think I fixed the problem. I don't know. I looked at the problem. I think I figured out what's causing the problem, where I can't see the little bombs that these guys put on the ground and some of the other random little annoying tidbits we've had to put up with in the last couple episodes. So anyways, I'm going to stop it right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerdcast for the next episode of Banner Saga 2. We'll finish this battle off very, very shortly. Bye, everybody.